Hey, the Rulers Demo73 here. It's time to take a look at what the Seth the Arbiter engine looks like in Almerius Moojdart. Let's go ahead and jump right in. This session brought to you by Odyssey Games for pre-orders and sealed product, TCG Prime for tons of singles and supplies, Cardo Doko for international rulers looking for products, and fowtlibrary.com for articles and wonderful deck lists, as well as our guest lecturer members King Pearlshine, Vite Ramen, Mognite, and Darren Noblock. Class is in session. So this is the list. Before we jump into it, though, just a reminder about the April 1st Discord event that we're hosting over on the Ruler School Discord, where you get your chance to earn one of these 8 Moon Children Ruler playmats that are never going to be printed again. Just this one set of top 8, so be sure to sign up for that. Link in the description below. So this is Almerius Moojdart Extra Turns. It is designed with the Seth the Lab engine. The Seth the Lab engine was kind of pioneered by Logan Moses of the Minnesota Games and Geek crew. He used it to get to a second place finish at the most recent GP. And I was looking at it and I was like, oh, this is very cool. I like it a lot, kind of abusing Duet of Light and doing some other cool shenanigans. But what if we had other ways to kind of reanimate stuff or kind of use the package a little bit more optimally? And so here we are with Almerius Moojdart, because they've recently been uncombo banned, and also Raya plus Final Stance has been uncombo banned. So you can kind of do some pretty cool things with it. So the whole idea, kind of like the quote-unquote win con of the deck, is really to set up Laboratory of Blessing and Seth the Arbiter on the field at the same time. And the way that loop works is, if you have Lab, it lets you discard a card at any point in time at instant speed to force your opponent to discard a card. And what Seth the Arbiter says is, if your opponent discards a card, you draw a card. So then you're just kind of like constantly keeping your opponent at 0 cards for the rest of the game without running out of advantage. If you have these like 1-drop banish resonators, things like Dark Callus and stuff like that, you can sacrifice them to Lab, and then when they banish the resonator, Seth the Arbiter will trigger, and you can like buy back the Dark Callus that you just banished. So you really just like keep your opponent out of the game once you hit to the lock. One of the things that I did notice, though, was it was kind of vulnerable to things like White Child or Angelic Battle Barrier could be messy, as particularly because of the fact that you had to try to cast multiple Duet of Lights in a turn, or like protect stuff turn over turn. And so in my mind, I thought, well, Almerius is a way to not have to worry about playing through something like Light Child and still being able to set up the combo in one turn, because Almerius can reanimate Seth, and Duet of Light can then reanimate the Lab. In the same way, Almerius also provides some other cool reanimate targets that we can make use of. Things like Final Stance, or Athena, or the Linosfaria. Like, there are other things that Almerius can help us reanimate to kind of be flexible and not have to worry about casting Chance to walk into something like Angelic Battle Barrier for free or something else like that. Just gives us more ways to play through it. So with that, you know, we're playing Mikage Raya, which helps us dump pretty much any of the darkness cards we want to be able to pitch. So we can pitch Seth the Arbiter, we can pitch Athenia, we can pitch Final Stance, we can pitch Linosfaria, we can pitch a Hera, we can pitch a Garion, although we don't have a way to reanimate Garion. Worst comes to worst, I can pitch a Sealed One-Eyed that we can reanimate because we can pay life now that we have Moonshade. And so, you know, that's kind of the core of the package of the deck. The deck is playing 4 Duet of Lights because we're just trying to abuse this card as much as possible, pretty much cast it every single turn that we can, or as you saw in that match against Josh, 3 times in a turn, just like the crazy value we got off of it. From there, we're also just playing like a good white base control elements, white, green, blue kind of control elements with things like Fiola to get around Red Child, some good activate or automatic cancels with Killua, as well as Addition Hate, some other bounces with like Persephone. We're playing the Tea Party package, so we're using Athena and Hera as nice little ways to manipulate our opponent's hands, Sealed One-Eyed Dragons, Garions, our own Angelic Battle Barriers, and then the 3 Lumias as well. For some additional spot removal, draw power, it serves as a really nice like combination with the Lab to be able to like flash this in, draw a card, banish this, force your opponent to banish, immediately buy this back, discard the card that you drew off of it, force your opponent. Like, it's value engines to kind of really make the Seth loop kind of really good. This deck is very, very fun. I honestly really enjoy it a lot. You get to see 6 cards in the opener, and you get a lot of extra hand manipulation with Moojdart, so you really get a lot of value off of it. The side deck is based on, kind of the things that I would expect to see at my locals, so obviously that's going to change a lot based for you. But the overall core of this shell is super fun. I recommend checking it out if you wanted to give these 2 rulers a try. We could also try to find room for like Diversity Palace with Alice, but that kind of feels like it's going in a different direction and not trying to run like the Mikage Raya because it's not as reliant on darkness stuff at that point. But this is the list. Let me know what you guys have been doing with Almerius Moojdart or other ways you've tried to make the Seth lab engine work. You can check a link to the description, link in the description for this exact deck list over on Force of Wind. And until next time, this is CMO73 saying class dismissed.